Do you think certain lines of work match temperaments better and allow, we talked about the concept of happiness is within, there's no object or no activity that can make you happy with. But is it possible that there's some lines of work that match people's temperament that help facilitate that process fast, the understanding faster? Or is it just a big misconception?
From a general level, I would say no. And you even have great saints who have been butchers in the past. You have had great saints who were warriors that Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, fine, they're a god, so I can't relate to them. But there have been great saints who've been butchers and warriors in the past. But for you and I would say yes. That there are environments that are more conducive for me to pursue spirituality than others. Teaching, for example, I was talking to Nishita. She wants to be a teacher, but she doesn't want to just be an academic teacher, so she was thinking about teaching at CIRS. So she's teaching, and she's pursuing that spirituality at the same time. And that's something to really think about. I know, being a business student, I know many business students, and two of my close friends now, are getting their MBAs so that they can work with nonprofit organizations, so that they can raise funds for nonprofit organizations. That's all they want to do, is be fundraisers for nonprofit organizations. Because they're not into the whole spiritual aspect so much, but they're not completely just for themselves. So that's an ideal medium where they're serving and they're benefiting themselves as well. So there's another, you're studying business, that's what you're doing consulting right now. So it's possible to find that balance. And that's why today, when I was speaking, I'm not expecting everyone to join Sandipani. I'm not expecting everyone to, dedicate your life to spirituality, but at least infuse it with some spirituality. Like the cab that picked me up from the person's house where I dropped my car off in Buffalo to the airport, he had a japa mala on his, he was driving a Lincoln, so this, the gear thing is on its right. And as he was driving me, he was just doing japa the whole time. And I thought that was so cool. Doing japa while he's driving. I'm sure it wasn't so safe, but I didn't care. I was happy. So he's a cab driver, but he was totally being spiritual. So there are certain professions that are more conducive, like I said, teaching, working in hospital, being a doctor. That's something that's very noble. I know lawyers now who are working just for focusing on disability law. And I think that's so awesome that they're smart and this is what they love to do. Why not use it to better the world? And they're just doing disability law, where there's way less money than corporate law or whatever. But it's not. They know what's important. They need money and they want to serve it too.
You use the phrase, do something for yourself. Then there's this concept of dharma, right? You're doing something for your family, for society. And all these jobs are maybe necessary, right? So how do you reconcile that? I don't know if anyone here knows him. There's his name is Madhav, and he's studying in Montreal. And he wanted to meet me a few months ago. So we went to a Vietnamese restaurant, and we were just chatting, and he said that I would like to dedicate my life to service. But my family and my sister and brother are saying, no, be an optometrist or whatever. And he said, I want to serve, but then I want to have a family too, so what do I do in that situation? So I asked him, I said, and to the point where he was saying, I want to provide for my family. So I asked Madhav, I said, would you be providing for your family more if you gave them a big room and a big car and lots of food, etc., etc.? Or would you be providing them more if you came home happy every day from a job that you loved and you were happy and you're exuding that happiness within your home environment? In which situation would you be a better father? And it was clear that being a happy father is better than being a rich father. So I said, do what you love. How can you be in a job that you hate? And he's just at university right now, so you have to work for 20 years, 50 hours a week, 2,000 hours a year. So for 40,000 hours, you're going to be unhappy. Or you can be happy for 40,000 hours and make $40,000 less a year. What's going to be better for your family? But whose fault is it that is it the job that's making you unhappy, or is it just the way you're approaching your job, right? Like,
it's definitely the way you're approaching the job.
Right. So.
Well, like when he has a choice, it's not like he isn't already in the situation of work where he can have a different attitude. He's at a point where he can make a change his position.
Right, he's in that position, but like I said about the butcher being a saint, you think a saint wants to be a butcher, and does he want to kill animals? But his frame of mind is, this is my service, this is my karma yoga. So I 100% believe that it's not situational, it's your your frame of mind. So if you hate your job, you have the power to change that. You know, you just have to start loving what you do. It's very difficult. At no point am I saying it's easy. But the capacity is there to love everything you do. If you get garbage tea, you can still love that. You know, again, I was in the Monashram. It was a sauna for 168 hours. I did not leave that sauna. I would have to wake up, and there was no ceiling fan in there. I don't know if I told you that. I would have to wake up 2 or 3 times in the middle of the night just to wipe all the sweat off my face. But I loved it. I was so happy. Because my frame of mind, like if I'm upset, I'm defeating the purpose. So it's all about framing what's happening in your life. 3:30. So now we're finished. Thank God.